Hi nerds, and welcome to another episode of NerdRage Reviews. As you can see today, we are looking at Xcom 2. Now before we get started, I just want to point out this little option here, Character Pool. Now, this little function is actually quite interesting because you can save characters that you've already made. As you can see there, you can edit them as well, you can give them new faces and so on. Different armor through the props, so you can change what their arms look like. Why do you have that? Oh, it's because she's got an anarchy tool. So she's got anarchy arms on. There we go. So yeah, you can change what your characters wear, pretty cool. And these characters, you can do two things. You can meet them in the game again, so they'll come up as new recruits or VIPs, or you can trade them, like your friends can download them as well. I'm not sure how to do this on the console, but you can definitely do that on the PC. So I just thought I'd point that out. Another thing I'd like to point out is just a quick tip. When you're playing this game, there is a bit of a time period, race against the clock, we could say. So you kind of want to get your most important research done first. Because if you don't, you're going to end up being overwhelmed pretty quickly by the state of affairs that is Xcom 2, because we don't have the luxury of time. I mean, you can slow it down. There is that option. You just got to keep skulljacking and destroying facilities, and you can slow the progress down quite a lot. But that can take a little while. Another little tip. Blue screen rounds are the best thing since sliced bread. I swear to God. These things give you plus 5 damage to any machine. Any machine. So when you're up against a lot of mechs and a lot of turrets and a lot of sector pods, you're gonna want your blue screen rounds. Definitely, you're gonna want your blue screen rounds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna load into one of my saves where I'm doing absolutely appallingly. As you can see here, I'm doing absolutely atrociously. What was I going for? I was going for... I can't remember. No, I thought I was going for... I'm going to go for him. Now, the weapons are... They've got new weapons. They've got new classes as well. Sort of. And it makes life a lot easier with some of the classes and how they've sort of fixed them, made them a little bit more beast.
Running dry. Got it covered. We're green to go. Seems doable.
Another cool little feature is this. This is actually my specialist. That's your support class now. And instead of be right next to your team members, this little thing that's flying around, this little gremlin, it will save your life. This gremlin will save your life. Well, that didn't work, did it?
Let's rock.
Oh, that didn't work either.
Shot wide.
No, it's very similar to the original remake, Enemy Unknown or Enemy Within, depending on which edition you have. Both of which were awesome.
Ooh, that was lucky.
However, they have definitely upped their textures a lot, which is great. They've one of the good things that they've done is they've bettered the psionic class. Now, the psionics, as a lot of people probably remember, were pretty beast. I mean, you only got 3 abilities, but you could only pick like 3. You couldn't pick anything else. On this one, there's a completely different tree.
Let's do this.
Nowadays, you can do a really cool thing where you can keep your psionic unit in training,
Let's rock.
and they will carry on learning every single ability until you have learnt all of the abilities. This is another cool little feature. You can do 2 trees with this, with the oh nice, drop stuff. You can do 2 trees with the specialist. They can be a healing specialist, or they can be a hacking specialist, and do a lot of damage to machines, which is a great thing to use sometimes. I'll be able to show you a little bit more now that I've fixed that atrocity. The only downside to this is your loading screens are quite long still. So bear with me. There are DLC packs available as well. There is the Shen's Last Gift, where you can get mech units called Sparks. And there is the Alien Hunter DLC as well. It gives you 3 special unique weapons. You get a bolt caster, which you have to reload every round. Like every time you fire it, you have to reload it. You get the Shadow Caster pistol for the snipers, which is really cool. It has an ability where once you've used the ability, it has a 100% chance to hit, and if you kill the enemy that you're using it on, your soldier will go back into concealment, which is very handy. Now, here we go. So, this is what I mean with your specialists. You can heal, you can hack, you can revive, you can increase your range of sight by using your scanning protocol, which is what I'm going to do for this one, because this is my hacker. Oh, right. I just want to point out that the snipers, the sharpshooter snipers, are my favourite class. So not only do they get squad sight straight away rather than it being a perk that you earn. You get squad sight straight away. Then you've got long watch, which allows you to hit targets from a stupid distance. Then you've got Deadeye, which was very similar to Headshot. It increases the damage. Then you've got Death from Above. Pretty self-explanatory there. Now you've got Killzone. Killzone is a cone AoE Overwatch. Anything that moves or attacks in that Overwatch zone and that sniper has line of sight, they're going to take a shot at it. Every single time. It will not run out. It's not a one-shot thing. It just carries on going, and it's amazing. Steady Hands is brilliant to have, because if you haven't moved, you gain 10 aim and 10 critical chance, which is very handy for your snipers, because, you know, you want aim and you want crit. End of story. And then there's this ability that I'm about to unlock. Serial. Serial, when you activate it, as long as you keep killing with your sniper rifle, you don't run out of action points. You can just carry on shooting until you have to reload, and then that's it. Or until you miss. So it's either or, whichever comes first. Now there is the gunslinger tree. That's for people that like to run around with their snipers at close range, because the pistols can actually be quite handy in combat. Now with a gunslinger, the pistols are extremely handy. You can, when you use it, or when you're targeted by enemy fire, you can fire back at them straight away. You can fire your pistol multiple times without costing, with the action point not costing or not being deducted. You can fire your pistol first, and it won't end the turn with quick draw. With face off, if you've got more than one enemy in front of you, this is brilliant. Face off does exactly what it says on the tin. You will fire at every enemy in front of you, which is brilliant. Aim. Now, if you use hunker down a lot with your sniper, it will confer 20 aim for the next shot. So on the following turn, you'll have a bonus 20 aim. I prefer steady hands for this because steady hands is if you don't move, you get aim and you get crit. And then you've got fanfare. Fire the pistol 3 times at the same target. Now, how overpowered is that for a pistol? But I'm going to go with cereal because I like cereal. Now we have Rangers. Rangers are the new assault class. You know, the guys that use the shotguns. They use shotguns in this one, and they also have a sword, which has 3 functions. You can either have a normal sword, which just does damage. You can have a stunned sword, which is what I've got equipped at the minute, which has a chance to paralyze or disorientate. And you can have a fusion sword, which applies a burning effect, which is great fun. And I absolutely love them. There's another sniper for me. This is your heavy. Now, I've got my heavies in the exosuit. The exosuit is basically like walking. You're basically a walking tank with this, and I absolutely love it. And what do I get now? Oh, I got another ranger. Sweet. So there you go. All your loot, what you picked up, what you learned, so on.
Commander.
Yes, thank you, Optimus Prime. Now then, this is your new base. This is the Avenger. Now, the Avenger's got your standard research, your standard engineering, your standard barracks, and armory.
Commander,
You've also got your living
there's
quarters
something you
as
should
well.
know about Julian.
Just add it.
It
You know,
turns
you
out
can
he
zoom in
wasn't
and so on.
entirely wiped when we took down that sector.
Now, you've
There
only
was still an
got
imprint of his
a
core memory left
3x3
behind when the
block
access took over. I've
to
isolated
use,
the
so you
node
have
and
to
a
use
detached
this
system
space
for now.
sparingly.
You know, if we wanted to,
But it
we
is
could
actually quite
actually
good
be
to
pretty
do.
effective at operating
Now, I
this
do
farm,
have
if we
the
stripped out some of his higher reasoning, that is.
DLC, the
I'd look into it.
Alien Hunter DLC, as you can see here. I've got trophies. This is all the stuff that I've killed and whatnot. So that's kind of fun to see. You've got your Guerrilla Tactics School, where you can train somebody to be a specific class. So you can pick out the 4 classes that are available: your Grenadier, your Ranger, your Sharpshooter, or your Specialist. And not only can you unlock abilities such as this Lightning Strike or Vengeance, you can also give people or give your squads specialist abilities as well, such as Hunter's Instinct. So that's handy.
What can I do for you, Commander?
This is your workshop. Now I'm gonna go to build items. So here, now when you build your items, it is actually permanent. There's your bolt caster. You've also got a frost grenade as well. And you've got your armor. So that's always handy. Now, where am I going? You've got your map room as standard. And when it loads up, you have this setup. As you can see, you've got the Avatar project at the top, which is what you're racing against. You've got your, like, how many contacts you can have, how many alloys you've got, what your Illyrium, your intel, and your supplies are. Now, on this, you don't get a guaranteed monthly income. You get supply drops, and they can time out if you don't pick them up. So when you get a monthly supply drop, always pick it up. You also get other pickups like this cave where we can pick up some alien alloys or some crystals, and over here, this battlefield, we're picking up some supplies. Now, rather than just putting defenses in the areas such as like Asia, America, Africa, places like that, you have resistance towers that you have to make contact with. So for that, you need resistant comms, and you need to put your engineers in them so you can have more people that you can talk to, you know, so that you can go worldwide. As you can see, there's quite a lot. There's a couple down there as well that I haven't unlocked. So it is quite a big thing to do, and it can be quite costly. Now then, you've got your black market as always. Now that's very handy. It will give you supplies. It will allow you to rush research, things like that, which is very handy. And you can get bonus supplies for items that the black market is looking for. So there we go. What have they got today? Oh, rush psionics, yes please. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to our
Commander, I appreciate you recruiting new staff for the engineering team.
Now you got your power relays and so on as you usually do. You can upgrade it and you can assign engineers to increase your power. It's the same with your resistant comms. If you can see just at the bottom of each thing, there's like a person almost. That's very handy. How many people you can staff, and if it's hollow, nobody's there. If it's filled out, then there's somebody there. Proving Ground is your new foundry, shall we say? And this is how you actually get quite a lot of your stuff sorted. So you can build your spark units. You can do this. This is the this is what the blue screen gives you. The blue screen bullets. It also gives you EMP grenades as well.
We'll get started right away, Commander.
You can also do these experimental things. Now that basically gives you a random heavy weapon, random armor, random grenade type, or random experimental ammo type, and there are loads. So you can just carry on doing this, and it'll be so easy to do. I'm just gonna do a couple of things there. Let's just go in. Let's just view my soldiers. Pretty much the same as it as it was with Xcom. It's very easy to see where all your stuff is. Here's my my spark unit. He's a little bit damaged, which is why he's sparking. But you can change their loadout. These bits are very similar to the Gremlins, and there's your heavy weapons. You can also change how they appear by going into your props. You can change the shape of their armor, and so on. You can give them a pattern, and you can even change the appearance of their head. So whenever you do a better level of research, you can then upgrade the armor even further. As you can see, I am doing absolutely atrociously with all my wounded, because I don't have a med bay.
This
And this is
coil
what I
could
mean by you
provide us
have
some
to be
additional power for the
sparing
Avenger
with
systems. But we'll need to
what
add some
you've-
shielding first to protect the crew.
what you've got. So it can be quite awkward, to be brutally honest. But aside from that, as long as you can keep on top of the Avatar project, which I'm not, I'm going to have to redo my save again for the 11th millionth time. It's still a fantastic gaming experience. It's never the same game twice. It's always something different. You're always in a new area. You get different benefits from the countries each time around, and they switch around every now and then. So one country might have, as you can see, lock and load on Asia. When I start again, it could be in Africa, or it could be in Brazil, or in America, or it might not even be there at all. So, you know, it can be pretty rough sometimes. But, yeah. They've done a fantastic job with XCOM 2. It's brilliant. It's just, even for new players that are new to the XCOM series, it is absolutely fantastic to play. It is directly set after the first XCOM. It's set 20 years after the first XCOM. I'm not going to give away any of the story, because the story is actually really, really good. All I will say is Central is actually quite badass when he's in action. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at XCOM 2. Next week, I am going to be looking at Fallout 4. It's a game by Bethesda. It's post-apocalyptic, and it's massive. So that might be a fairly long review, because there are actually quite a few features to it that I want to get across. So, you know, we'll take a nice long look at that next week on Tuesday. Thank you very much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Sorry, I can't seem to find my words today. Don't forget to hit subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. My usernames are going to be in the description. And I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye for now.